I don't know how many of you have been following the World Cup qualifiers, but there's some very tense, exciting cricket happening there. When you've got 10 teams with only 2 slots open for the biggest tournament in world cricket, then you can imagine there'd be a lot of stress, everyone very tense. There've been a few upsets as well, none greater than Afghanistan, but only 2 slots to complete the 10 that will eventually play at the 2019 World Cup. Should there be only 10 teams? That's for another day. But the debate will always be about whether when you're playing at the highest level of the game, every game should be a contest, because television rights money is huge. There's a lot riding on every match, and every match has to be as much of a contest as possible. The counter view to that is that the World Cup is a stage where everybody has to be welcome, where you allow people to show off their skills, where you encourage people, and that's where you take the game deeper. It's a longer debate, which we will do another day here on CricBuzz, but as things stand, there's only 2 slots available, and nobody has come apart as dramatically as Afghanistan have. When the tournament started, I thought West Indies and Afghanistan would go through. I thought Zimbabwe, because there's been a fair bit of hit, but there's been a little bit of miss as well. And I just thought Afghanistan were on such a roll. I thought West Indies and Afghanistan would be the teams that will qualify. And now Afghanistan has been given a lifeline from guess who? From Nepal, who I think have been one of the stories of world cricket, by the way, coming through with that late win over Canada. They're starting to get a couple of really good players coming through, the wrist spinners, batsmen, and Nepal have given Afghanistan a lifeline, but they go into the Super 6 with no points, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Afghanistan to go through from there. What about the West Indies? It pained everybody in world cricket a little bit that the West Indies had to go and play in the qualifiers. And even as the weakest team in the main draw of world cricket, the West Indies have been a class apart in the qualifiers. And it's good to see the likes of Gale and Samuels and Roach and Evan Lewis going out there and playing. Too much has been talked about who isn't playing for the West Indies, but these stars are going out there and playing the innings that matter. And I think the West Indies are almost through, as they should. I hope we can find a way when the West Indies go to the 2019 World Cup that everybody plays, though they have to resolve the issue of whether the players who brought them into the World Cup should play or whether some of the bigger stars should come back. I'm a little disappointed with Ireland because I think they're regressing a little bit. They've produced some wonderful players, over the years, even when the time they had Rankin and Johnston, the O'Briens, Ed Joyce, George Dockrell. I think they've had some really good players, but I don't see the younger players coming through. So a little disappointed with Ireland because they seem to be relying on their big players all the time. Porterfield, Sterling, some really good players there, but I'd like to see younger players coming through from Ireland. And what about Cooper? You've got Ryan Ten-Doeschate, you've got Roelof van der Merwe, you've got Boren Barretzi. I thought the Netherlands would do a little better than they already have. Now, going ahead, which 2 teams will qualify? I think the West Indies are through. I think Zimbabwe have the best chance among those that are left. Scotland are a team of really plucky players and they've surprised a few. It'll be fantastic for their cricket if they can go through and make it to the 2019 World Cup, given that it's being played around where they're from. So my gut feel is West Indies through, Zimbabwe next favourite, Scotland just bubbling under, and it will require something phenomenal from Ireland and Afghanistan to then go through and qualify.